Oh, sorry. I put my Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mystic Hots. Tonight we have an NGS matchup between Guardian G Esports and the Roll 1 Esports team. Guardian G Esports at a record of 5-9. Roll 1 Esports at a record of 8-4. Tonight is a special replay cast. They are in Division B West, both looking to climb the ranks. Tonight I have with me Strugans, a fellow teammate of mine, who's going to be joining me in the broadcast here shortly. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Strugans. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Strugans.
Hello there, I am Strugans. I'm going to be helping out on this cast here tonight with Mystic.
Awesome. So here we go. We've got on the blue team, we've got Guardian G Esports. Playing the Dehaka, we have Grand Paladin. Playing Anubarak, we have EBS Graphic. On the white name, we have Krinovast. On the Goldan, we have Shadow Leaves. And on Phoenix, we have Norian. And over on the red side,
We have Roll 1 Esports, and playing the Rainer, we have Velvet playing Rainer. Rock Your W's playing ETC. Zad is on Malthael. Big Beard is on Maev. And Toffs is playing Deckard.
awesome. Let me check the sound because it resets here before this starts.
1. Let the battle begin.
So they're gonna make their way towards middle here, and kind of poke around, get those first early stacks on some of the talents. Let's look at the talents here. Phoenix has Arsenal Synergy. Anubarak is running Regen Master. Goldan is running Echo Corruption. We have Tissue Regen on the Dehaka. And already an early fight there with Dehaka. Anubarak barely getting out there, as Phoenix continues to poke him down. And we have White Mane with Clemency. Over on the Roll 20 side, we have Ace in the Hole for Jimmy. Frog Rock for the ETC. And then Anubarak goes down quickly there. Phoenix barely escaped.
Yeah, you'd think he would have learned from the first time, but no, they're surprising him out of the bushes there and really ganging up on him.
Yeah. Running that Chinese bush meta. Over on Malthael, there's On the Pale Horse. Nisha's Memento for Maev. And Sapphire on the Deckard Cane.
So it looks like they're rolling as a group. They've got 4 in the bottom lane. Well, now they're starting to disperse, but they're definitely sticking together and leaving that top lane unsoaked at the moment.
Yeah, Dehaka's up there alone in the top lane. It looks like Malthael's making his way there. And
They're invading the Giants camp here.
Yes, they are. Looks like they're going to back off on both sides there. Over on the other side, they're taking their own camp. Dehaka's rotated to mid. Goldan doing a little spin dance.
Malthael for Roll 1 Esports is alone in the top lane right now, both soaking and probably going to take in that top Dragon Knight. Sorry, Dragon Beacon.
Yes. Anubarak getting low again as he gets rooted, and down he goes again.
Roll 1 Esports is invading the Knights, and they got it. They took the... they went ahead and invaded the Giants camp there.
Yep, they've taken the bottom point. Dehaka zipped on up top with his burrow. He's claimed that one for the blue team of Guardian G. Or G Guardian, excuse me. But Roll 1 content to just keep pushing down here in bottom as Malthael makes his way up top.
A lot of pressure in the bottom lane right now with the Siege camp backing up 4 in the bottom lane for Roll 1 Esports.
And they're going to get this early well kill here too. That's going to help them a lot later on. Very well done. Dehaka looks like he got pushed out of the top lane there. So Maev making her way towards middle. And Dehaka doesn't get up there and interrupt. It's going to be a quick and early Dragon Knight.
They've got no one to interrupt in the middle. They're going to get a Dragon Knight.
Right off the bat.
So early pressure with Roll 1 Esports already getting the bottom lane and also the Dragon Knight at the same time.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they take out this front wall here and try to get that well as well. That'll really give them only a resource up top for Guardian G. G Guardian, I'm going to keep doing that all night. Phoenix gets blasted away.
Okay, they're falling back with the Dragon Knight out of middle lane. It looks like they're going to be rotating bottom.
I like this. They've got about 20 seconds to push down this fort. They may not get all of it, but they'll get enough pressure on it to really put Guardian G on their heels there.
Getting a good amount of damage on that initial fort there. This Dragon Knight looks like it's going to be coming down here any second now, though.
Yeah. They do get the hold down on bottom. Fire's going to kind of tick away at there a little bit.
A lot of stacks on that corruption there from that Gul'dan.
Yes, the Gul'dan's already sitting at 20 stacks. Dahaka's at 3 stacks of tissue regen. Anubarak at 4 for regen master.
Anubarak's already used his dive. There he goes. Get out there.
Good escape.
Dahaka getting really low there.
He's going to keep poking them down as they flee. Over on roll 1, Progrock is already at 13 stacks for the ETC. This early pressure securing those globes really well.
Oh, and they grab Raynor. He might be going down, and Raynor's down.
They're going to turn around and try to take a Anubarak from him. Malthael contently roaming between the top 2 lanes. Anubarak survives, and it's roll 1 on the back foot there.
Excellent answer to the pressure from the bottom lane there by Guardian G Guardian. Oh, however, nope. Dahaka, Anubarak couldn't get out that time.
Yep,
Looked like he had his burrow interrupted as he was trying to scurry out. Meanwhile, Malthael's been in the top lane all by himself for this long, long time, getting a lot of soak experience.
Yeah, Dahaka finally makes his way up there by foot, saving the burrow for jumping in on somebody. Roll 1 taking another siege camp. I wouldn't be surprised if they poke over to this other one to see if it's being taken. They're going to like to get the pick on Phoenix, though. Right there in the middle. There he goes.
Soon the shrines shall
Another
awaken
isolated
heroes.
pick there. Now they're going to invade the siege camp.
Yeah, they're uncontested at the bottom siege camp, invading the Guardian G's siege.
The shrines are coming up in 15. Anubarak sees them.
Yeah, but he can't do anything, unfortunately, at that point. 4-on-1 is not going to end well for the Spider.
No. They've got a full level lead at the moment. G Guardian needs to get themselves a bush gank, I think. Right here would be a good spot with the 4v3 they can.
They're going to take that bottom 4. Yeah, there it goes.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Get the cleanup bottom. I wouldn't be surprised to see them rotate on one of these guys in the middle here to try to get a pick and kind of crawl back into the early game here. As
it looks like Dahaka, Malthael up top fighting over the beacon.
Sure are. That can be a tough matchup for Dahaka early on until he starts getting some of his more bruiser-like talents and his tongue reset, which it looks like he has. Feeding Frenzy now.
And it looks like roll 1 is going to grab the bottom mercs while everyone is distracted with the top lane.
Talent update. Anubarak's up to 9. Gul'dan's at 25. Dahaka's at 6 out of 10 on tissue. And Progrock needs one more globe.
Hero slain.
And let's see, roll 1, they ended up taking... So ATC did take Mosh Pit. Rainer's got Raiders Raider. Last Rites from Malthael. Containment Disc from Maiev. And Stay a While and Listen from Deckard. So they're going to continue putting pressure in this bottom lane, looks like.
A lot of lockdown in those ults.
Foregoing the pressure on the top Dragon Knight lane at all.
They're going to pull back now, looks like. Start making their way towards the other camp. Just keep the pressure up. They've got the lead. Anubarak following. He doesn't know ETC's there.
Yeah, they're using the bushes to their advantage big time. Really getting a lot of surprises out on Guardian G.
Anubarak gets the cocoon out as they've hit 10. We'll go over their ults here shortly. Just stay a while. Maev's going to squeak out.
There's a Mosh.
Oh,
and he's feared out.
Yes, sorry.
Slain.
They do get the Malthael top lane, though, from the Dahaka. With the isolation. And there's even a compliment from R1 there for him. So the ultimates for G Guardian. We're going to get that right. Planet Cracker for the Phoenix. Cocoon, as we've already seen for the Anubarak. Horrify from Gul'dan. Isolation from Dahaka. And Scarlet Aegis from Whitemane. So with these ganks that have been happening, Whitemane taking the extra armor there to secure everybody some extra defense and get the plea up on everybody to kind of turn the burst in her favor.
Deckard nearly got caught out there and picked off there, but he managed to skirt back behind the...
Hero slain.
Anubarak gets picked off again, and poor Phoenix is in trouble. Good timing on the Deckard AoE there.
They really layered some ults and some good timing there, some good teamwork to isolate and then kill Phoenix.
Roll 1 will be nearing 13 here soon. If we take a look at the damage tab, we've got Phoenix sitting at 23,000 hero damage on top for the G Guardians. Top damage on roll 1, 14,000 from Jimmy, but it's working. Deckard with a 23,000 healing, ETC with 21,000 taking. Meanwhile on G Guardian, oh, there's another Dragon Knight's taken.
So they've taken that Dragon Knight right into the middle, continuing to put pressure on the middle fort. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is 4 out of 5 are going to be coming in the middle and assisting. While there goes Malthea. Okay, so 5 out of 5 of the roll 1 esports are now mid lane with the Dragon Knight, really putting pressure.
The sleep narrowly misses, but it looks like Malthea takes him out from a distance with his own ult.
Hero slain.
Phoenix going down as well with the solid ETC isolation play right there.
Malthea already has 2 stacks of Last Stride as well.
So they're coming down. They're going to meet up with their siege giants and the bottom lane pressure and continue to push now on the keep in the bottom lane.
Yep. Keep the pressure bottom lane. That's where all the siege camps go. That's where that bottom knight camp goes. If you can maintain the bottom lane of Dragonshire, it can be really hard for a team to climb back in.
And just like that, they got the keep as well.
Keep is down, and Nubarek's doing what he can to soak middle.
Oh, they got a grab on Maiev, but she got out, managed to port out.
There's the fear on ETC. That's the pick they need. Can they get it? It's going to be hard with this lead.
They are 3 levels down right now, full talent here and a lot of experience, a little health and damage abilities here.
Yeah, Gul'dan finishing the corruption stacks. As they're nearing 13, they really could have used that pick off on ETC, but I think the level and talent tier difference is just enough.
So roll 1 is grabbing their camp, their Giants camp, but also managing to secure vision, but the bushes, once again, really handling bush control and vision really well this game.
Agreed. I like the soaking Phoenix is doing. He's just kind of hiding behind the wall, letting things come to him and not risking getting ganked. Bottom lane, we've got R1 taking the night camp. Malthea just soaking top. I'm going to get secure 16 for them here just now. And we kind of missed the 13 talents. I'm going to run through those real quick. For Phoenix, we've got Rapid Nubarak has Acid Drenched Mandibles. Healthstone for Gold. As the fight moves on. There's another.
Oh, a big mosh followed by a planet cracker.
Again, these combinations of these ults combining really well to make quick work
The shrines
G
are
Guardian here
gathering
in
power.
these team fights.
Dragon Knight calls from within the stone.
Dahaka took Primal Swarm at 13, and Whitemane took Harsh Discipline, which is going to let her root people. That should help start turning some things in their favor, especially if she can combo up with a good Fear or a good stack of Corruption.
Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, they've got the Knights and Catapults pushing, so they're going to have to pull off to clear that out.
Looks like Dahaka and Gul'dan take care of that.
Activate the shrines. Take
13 for roll 1 was Giddy Up on Jimmy, Encore on ETC, Inevitable End on Malthea, Shadow Armor on Maiev, and Ancient Blessings for Decker are just going to add to the AoE damage that's going on with this comp they've got, and also going to improve his healing there. Then at 16, Jimmy took Paint Them Red, ETC took Showstopper.
So, it looks like G Guardian is trying to pull their own little bush meta on these guys here, waiting for them to come down, and here we're going to have a fight and laying everything down on them in the middle lane here.
Deckard barely squeaking out. He gets dragged though. They're still on him. There's a fear.
And the Fear.
And there he goes. He goes down. Malthea's in the back line doing his best to take down Nubarak as G Guardian turns on him.
Hero slain.
So Nubarak drops as well. Maiev is close.
Slain. Hero slain.
ETC is down. Phoenix is down.
It's just mayhem.
Mayhem and Diva, that was a team fight that ended up going in G Guardian's favor. 3-2 trade. And
G Guardian getting a lot of damage output from that Phoenix there. Really, almost getting the 4 for 2 on that team fight down right there.
Definitely.
Great job using the bushes to their advantage as they've been used against them almost this entire game.
Core is taking damage.
So Rainer's providing vision on the Dragon Knight tower that's capped in G Guardian's favor right now.
We have level 16 4G Guardian. Offensive cadence from Phoenix. Nubrak hasn't picked yet. Darkness Within for Gul'dan. Some spell power boosting there from his life tap. Elongated Tongue from Dahaka. He's going to be able to secure them as they're running away a little bit better. And Radiance from Whitemane as the fight continues just above the shrine.
They're pushing on that Malthael pretty hard.
You're right, that was Malthael, my bad. There's the Stay a While. There's Planet Cracker. Both teams just dumping ults on each other there. Roll 1 coming out on top, and that's a bad sign for Gul'dan being crystallized and surrounded by all 5.
Yeah, Roll 1 really gave him some payback for that last team fight.
Nubrak still yet to pick his level 16.
And Roll 1 is now rolling out to the Dragon Beacons to re-secure these towers and most likely followed up with the Dragon Knight.
And with them nearing 20, they might be able to push this all the way in.
Yeah, 15-minute Dragon Knight's going to have a bit of mustard on him, so we're really going to see some pressure with another 5 seconds of Gul'dan down of 4v5.
3 seconds on Gul'dan, but it looks like they're going to go for it.
Great bottom lane, yep.
Halfway to 20, so even if they just stack the minions here, they're going to have a good advantage.
Yeah, they taste blood. They're really pushing hard with this Dragon Knight and the lane.
It's a 5v5.
They're looking for a win.
Yep, Dragon Knight is up. They're going for it. Using the Dragon Knight to secure the kills. Stay a while. Takes out Dahaka. I think they may need to want to pull back here.
They're all low, but they're getting a lot of damage on the core right now. It's down to about 50%.
Oh, they get
They're
it. Nope. Maiev may be
30%.
this herself. They got to turn on the Maiev.
Oh, and Maiev goes down, but there's still 3 up, and Jimmy is going to end up... Oh, there it is.
Banshee taking it down? Or did Malthael get the...
It was close. It was a combination of Jimmy at the end there with a little bit of Malthael.
Alright, so Roll 1 Esports takes the first game. Unfortunately, I don't have a stats screen here, so let's put up the splash and get prepped for game 2. So thoughts on that one, Strugens?
Well, right from the get-go, I think that Roll 1 Esports was using surprise and vision to their advantage and really blanketing their team's abilities pre-level 10 and then certainly after level 10 to secure team fights and kills at really key times, and using that advantage and that pressure to then take camps and put pressure in lane pretty much for the rest of the match. Other than that single fight that G Guardian took mid lane, which really swung the game back and the momentum back towards in their favor. Roll 1 almost seemingly had control of that match from start to finish.
Yep, I'm just going to set up the overlay here, get it ready to go before we load into game 2. So what do you think G Guardian needs to do to turn it around game 2? See if they can walk out with the draw.
Well, I think that they have sort of learned their lesson, I think, on that map in particular, because you started to see them not face check bushes and to safely use the map positioning to avoid being caught out and caught into a bad position by Roll 1 Esports, who seemingly was taking advantage of every single situation where G Guardian was out of place. So I think if they play the map and the locations of the map, this is coming up on Cursed Hollow now, if they use the map really to their advantage and help to isolate the stragglers on Roll 1 Esports and secure kills of their own, they definitely have a chance. They definitely have an opportunity to tie it up here.
Definitely. So I'm going to go ahead and load in the Cursed Hollow for game 2. Let the teams load in here. Yeah, I'd like to see G Guardian do a bit of picking on their own.
G Guardian definitely showed throughout that game of being able to isolate and take advantage of stragglers. The problem was the momentum early on from Roll One Esports really made it difficult for them to have any type of solid momentum. Being 2 or 3 levels down, you don't have quite the burst potential against the other team. So even when they found somebody out of place and tried to pick them off as they should, it was really difficult for them to compete. Hit point wise, damage wise, just having that level lead was really hurting them, even when they were playing the right way.
Yeah. I apologize. I had the wrong splash screen up in between, apparently, or it flipped on me. But in Roll 1, Esports is up 1-0, and they're going to be on the blue side this game. So, Sturgens, take it away.
For Roll 1?
Yes, sir.
All right, we got Roll 1 Esports on the blue side. You have Rock Your W is playing Diablo. Tofts is on Deckard once again. Zad's playing Sonya. Big Beard is on Li Ming, and Velvet's on Hanzo.
And over on the G Guardian side, we've got Shadow Leaves playing the Valera. Norian on Jimmy, Grand Paladin on the Dahaka, Krinavest on Stukov, and EBS Graphic is on the Muradin. They kind of all bunched up there on me. And immediately they all head middle.
So it's going to be interesting. We've got a 2-tank or a tank and a bruiser meta on G Guardian. Thank you.
It flipped on us.
Yeah. We've got a tank and bruiser meta, and then we've got a solo tank with Diablo, and I guess Sonya counts as a bruiser as well. Not quite as sturdy maybe as Dahaka, but it's going to be interesting to see how this changes up the strategies for each team.
And look right here in the northern bush. G Guardian
already
was waiting for the rotation, but Sonya took the safe route. Stukov alone in mid with Hanzo, and they're still setting up here. Here goes Dahaka. Here comes Murder, and here comes Valera. There's the drag.
Yeah, and they are blanking on. Yep.
And they get it. That's what they needed to open with this game. Kind of throw things
They
back
definitely learned their lesson from the first game, where they're going to be trying to use bushes to their advantage, surprise, and execute when they can.
But I'd like to see them keep up the pressure. Hanzo's taking the top left giant camp. Jimmy's alone bottom, but Deckard's going to go down and say hello and tell him a story.
And Muradin is way over here on Roll One's vision camp. Way out of place, looking to invade their giant camp, it looks like.
That's a little.
That's awfully brave.
Yeah.
He is definitely harassing right now, though.
They are going to get the camp. Sorry.
Meanwhile, they had no one in the top lane, and Dahaka was getting a lot of free soak. And mid lane and bottom lane were both secured by G Guardian, so they've got a bit of an experience lead, almost a full level here, but looks like Roll 1 is coming up fast.
Yeah, Dahaka being smart, just letting it soak. He's going to let Sonya kind of push in a bit. Now he's going to go out and get the Gager and kind of dance around with her. In mid, we got Diablo and Li Ming pushing in. Stukov just kind of playing it safe at the gate.
Muradin setting up bottom lane again, trying to get the Deckard here. They might get him.
It's going to be close.
Oh. Just manages to skirt back behind the wall.
Yes. Oh, now Diablo's going to return the favor. Muradin able just to leap safely away.
Gather tribute and earn my
Tribute's going to be here in the bottom to start. Leaning towards the favor of R1 as far as positioning. We're already down here with 3 ready to roll.
Valir is quickly trying to get the giant camp before this curse comes up.
Let's take a look at some talents while we're waiting for this to pop. Diablo going with Feast on Fear and Souls to the Flame for his first 2 talents, and we're going to pause as they enter the fight here.
Yeah, it looks like Roll 1 is a little bit more prepared setup in terms of positioning for this first curse.
They are. It's not necessarily something you have to take. And G Guardian opting to just let it go while the Valera was taking the camp there.
Yeah, they're definitely maximizing their soak in the lanes right now.
Yeah. Dahaka's got them about a half a level lead. Sonya's rotating her way back up again.
Muradin and Valir are both rotating up into the top lane. We might see another pick. Sonya sensed it and she got back behind her wall.
Apologies, my camera went haywire, and it looked like I forgot
Shall
to turn
we
the
see
music
who
off between
gathers
matches.
enough gold this time?
Pro streaming, guys. They're gonna get the pick again on Sonya. Maybe. She's gonna get out this time.
That was awfully close. They definitely wanted it. You could tell they were going extremely aggressive there.
Yes, Dahaka almost falling to the tower there too. Good use of the burrow to keep out of it. Bottom one also towards the favor of roll 1 down here. Or second tribute, sorry.
Yeah, and they are timing their camps well. They're going to get the night camp right before this spawns.
Deckard setting up potions in the back there. Sonya gonna keep soaking to 7 up top. Good route by Deckard. Anticipating the Muradin coming in there.
It's really, they're really spread out.
She got in.
Guardian G was really spread out there on the trying to interrupt roll 1. So roll 1's now got 2 curses to G Guardian's 0.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see G Guardian grab their knights, get the lane pressure back up, and get to 10. They need to get to 10 first before this next one. I don't know if they'll make it to 10 by the next one. Probably not, but they need to get the pressure on before the camp starts. They've been a little late on some of the camps and a little early on a few of the others.
Heroes slay. Gather tribute.
Well, they just had a 1-for-1 down there with a Li Ming and a Rainer kill in the bottom lane. So they were duking it out right before this next tribute spawns.
And this one does spawn towards the favor of G Guardian this time, as roll 1's catching up in experience. Still about a half a level to go, but they're climbing in with these pickoffs.
So once again, roll 1 hits the siege camp right before the tribute spawning, so they're going to have that running in a lane while this next fight takes place. It's really a strong pressure. Oh, here we go. We got a fight right outside the tribute spawning.
Muradin getting jumped hard as Diablo slams him, able to leap away safely.
Dahaka's still in that top lane, hiding in a bush. Hasn't come down to engage this tribute yet.
No, he needs to think about making his way in. It's going to be a rough interrupt here from Muradin. He does get
the stun off.
Dahaka's here, came in through the bush. He's got Deckard. They're too spread out. Guardian G's damage is kind of spread out right now. They need to focus.
Sonya's going to go down here.
Nice. They turned on the Sonya, got the pick, turned on the Diablo. Now they're on the Deckard. If they can get the Deckard pick, they can walk away with this pretty clean. And Li Ming. So 4-0 there for G Guardian. And I like the boss call here. Get that lane pressure going. You're almost to 10.
Immediate. No hesitation there on the boss call.
Yeah. I'd like to see them take that, rotate down, grab the other one while they're defending the top one here. Especially
G Guardian did get level 10 before I think maybe during that team fight when they picked off those 4 heroes. They managed to hit 10 first.
I think they grabbed it right from that wave that Muradin went and cleared there. For their heroics, we've got Dahaka with Isolation. Jimmy taking Hyperion for the zoning on the points. Avatar from Muradin, he's going to need that extra HP with being the solo frontliner there. Oh, he's not solo, he's got Dahaka. Flailing Swipe from the Stukov's going to help with those interrupts. And Smoke Bomb from the Valera.
So G Guardian is setting up, really going to probably take this tribute uncontested right now.
They do sniff the boss, though.
Yeah, there's a big fight here on roll 1's boss. Hanzo's going to go down.
G Guardian didn't need to get too greedy here. Get the Diablo and back off, I'd say. They're going for it. They want Li Ming.
G Guardian really cleaning up there at the boss fight at roll 1's boss.
Yeah, I scouted it out, just wasn't quick enough to steal it, but they do get the picks. They're going to easily clean this thing up here too, before we can get that fort. And they're right back to soaking. Sonya's top lane trying to defend the first giant. I'm sorry, yeah, boss. Apologies. Muradin's just soaking, letting things walk into the tower. Bottom lane is safe, making their way to the giants, and they should probably...
Not a lot of value from that boss on roll 1 Esports there. Being killed before it's able to actually damage the keep on the outside.
No, but at that point, they're better off, I think, letting it do something than losing it to G Guardian for sure. Definitely don't want that double boss push going. See pings for the night camp. Roll 1 already starting on theirs. They've picked up their heroics. Got Lightning Breath from Diablo. Lornado from Kane. Leap from Sonya, Wave of Force from Li Ming,
Shall
and
we
Dragon
see who
Zero from
gathers
Hanzo. So
enough
going for a lot of
tribute this
interrupt,
time?
with Sonya being able to leap in there and finish him off as Hanzo sets up the stun, I would say. I'd like to see how they utilize those all together.
There we go, and a surprise bush attack against Diablo by G Guardian. He is awfully low. Can they get him with Raynor coming in here, bursting him down?
See that? He just hit 100 tolls too. There's the lightning breath.
Down goes Diablo.
It's gonna get the damage out, but it's not gonna be enough as they've pushed him back. Kane is isolated. Nice work by Jimmy pushing him out. Sonya leaps her way out of there.
Yeah, Raynor has done an excellent job this game, is really contributing a lot of damage without a lot of response from Roll 1 to stop him. He's almost been uncontested this entire time.
Yeah, and as we take a look at the stats, tanks are about even on damage taken. Healers are about even. Deckard having a slight lead from more of the poke that G Guardian is offering as they're pushing in bottom lane here hard.
Has destroyed a fort.
Jimmy definitely leading the damage for G Guardian. Hanzo leading the damage for Roll 1.
G Guardian is continuing to push in this bottom lane, 4 people, while keeping Dahaka in the top lane to get some extra soak and to clear out those top mercs.
Yes, I like the split soaking. They're utilizing Dahaka really well on this map. Murden almost done with his hammer stacks, and he's at 17 stacks of Perfect Storm. Diablo's down to 14 souls after that last death, and Hanzo at 14 stacks of Simple Geometry.
5 seconds left on this curse. Let's see, G Guardian's going to actually rotate out and clear out of the bottom lane where they were pushing hard.
And so the curse
Dahaka should be able to secure the top one, and he does.
now you realize its value, yes?
I like the bush set up here in the middle. They're going to push out.
Yeah, G Guardian's looking to put the strategy that was so successful for Roll 1 against them, where they're using a lot of visibility and a lot of surprise coming out of bushes to secure kills.
Yeah.
Right now it's 10 kills to 1 in G Guardian's favor.
Yes, kind of a flip of the last match here.
So Murden is in the bottom lane, continuing to soak and push that lane out, but it looks like he might be mounting up and joining up with his team.
Dahaka kind of being patient with the Sonya up top. He doesn't have any reason to push too hard into her. Just let the essence come to him. Back in the middle, they're pushing in again with the Knights. Opting to send the Knights to their doom. But Jimmy's caught out a little far. There's the lightning breath.
Yep, they're going to secure a kill on Jimmy right there.
Jimmy's down, but Sonya goes down with him. Diablo's not far behind. Isolated. Deckard tossing those potions on a great Lornado to save Diablo there. Just a beautiful Lornado, getting both Valera, Stukov, and Murden out of the way.
So there's a 1v1 trade for Sonya and Raynor there on each team. Now they're going to be cycling out. It looks like they're going to try to grab the siege camp for G Guardian.
Gather tribute.
Bosses are back up, and it looks like Roll 1.
They are moving towards their boss.
And the friendly banter continues. The compliments abound.
Yeah, Roll 1 is definitely not going to be without a boss pressure pushing. That could really turn the game for them
Especially
in this
with
case.
Yeah, especially with this tribute being
They
top.
do not need the tribute.
They do not. It's being sniffed out, but it's a 3v4 here.
Nope, I think Diablo, yep, and Diablo's going to go down.
Valera securing that kill. Barely
And she
squeaked
squeaks out with 5 hit points.
Deckard picked off too as Dahaka burrowed his way in. Now they're going to opt to rotate up to that tribute, I believe.
So this boss is going to get a little bit more value than the last one. I think he's going to get this outer keep here for sure.
Yeah, the outer fort should fall. Jimmy's just going to kind of poke him down. Valera realizing how close she came to death there.
Blue team.
That opening engagement looked real well in the favor of Roll 1 there, and Dahaka burrowed in and snagged the Dragons. I don't even remember who he snagged at that point. I think it was Deckard. And it just swung the fight the other way.
Yeah, Dahaka's timing is on his burrows and coming out and really turning the tide on their fights has been pretty impressive.
Definitely. Roll 1 not out of it yet, though. They're about 2 levels down. If they can get some soak and secure some picks, get back to that ganking strategy they had going, they should be able to climb back into this. Especially if they can pick up a tribute.
Looks like G Guardian was checking out their boss, maybe baiting it out, but now that they are congregating in a bush once again,
Looks
up
like they're
towards their boss.
trying to bait it. They realize they're not coming, and no, they got to rotate down. They don't want to give this tribute up. One tribute can swing this back the other way this late in the game.
Yeah, roll 1's got to finish that there. They finished up their Knights camp, and now they're going to be rolling onto this boss, but it's not going to be in time. I think they're going to get this second tribute for G Guardian. Tying up the Guardian counts at 2 apiece.
Dahaka heading top to clean. Valyria and Meriden rotating middle, where they await yet again. I've been well impressed by the utilization of Valyria here. She's been very patient, popping out when she's needed after the stuns, and just letting Jimmy and clean them up while Stukov keeps the silence on them.
So it looks like roll 1 is positioning towards trying to steal G Guardian's boss, but now we're going to have a fight. Looks like the famous bush by the top boss here.
Gather tribute or face.
Looks like they were looking for the bait, and it was taken. But can they turn it around here?
They went hard onto Stukov, but he managed to get out. And there's a fire breath from Diablo.
They need to pull out.
Down goes Diablo. Li Ming's going to go down as well, so that's 2 in favor of G Gaming. 2 on roll 1 are down for this tribute, and they are going to take the boss.
I like the call. If you have a boss pushing, it'll counter the tribute hard. And it looks like Dahaka's even going to go secure the tribute.
Yeah, they're going to look for maximum pressure here.
Yeah, roll 1 knows they need to invade this. They've got to make a big call here, and this is the one to make.
They turned on Sonya immediately, and she was blown up before she had a chance to even respond.
Agreed. Hanzo just trying to run away now. Ride that disc to freedom. Jimmy getting the poke, though. Meriden coming in from down.
Wow, yeah, Meriden really did a nice vector maneuver there to try to cut off Hanzo.
The geometry language. Valyria dropping back to heal up. Li Ming tossing out the orbs. Trying to get the poke as Meriden takes a brave leap over the wall. Nothing to shoot him at the moment.
Yeah, they got another 20 seconds of freedom to dance around that wall, but they got to figure out what they're going to do here quick, and they managed to get a kill on Deckard.
Deckard goes down again. Red team. It's just been brawl after brawl on this second game here. And unfortunately for one, it's been brawl after brawl in the favor of G Guardian. So they're sitting at a nice 19-2 kill lead here.
4-level lead, 20-16 in G Guardian's favor, and they are in control of the map. So they've got bottom and top completely cleared out, both keeps. So they're going to have catapults pushing both lanes. A lot of pressure there. Now they seem to be rolling back to their boss.
I like it. Keep the pressure up, and they've got their 20s. Apex Predator from Dahaka is just going to let him keep bouncing around the map incredibly fast. Jimmy snagging the execute. That's really going to put the pressure on when Valyria gets those stuns. Combo that with Ace in the hole, and people aren't going to be staying up very long. Rewind from Meriden to secure more of the stuns. Top off from Stukov is going to let the front line and Valyria back off, heal back up nice and quickly, and walk right back in.
I think G Guardian's posing for another fight here in the bush. Look, Diablo has stepped out. I mean, I think he's going to get stunned to death here, and he's down.
Unfortunate for Diablo there. He was scouting, knew they were possibly coming with the boss pick, and just got caught. And with that rewind on Meriden, you're not going to get away.
I think G Guardian smells blood. They're going to try to end the game here with the boss pushing top lane. Hyperion comes out to really put some pressure on the core and zone.
And the health of the core is just dropping at this point.
There's the GGs.
Very good game. Very nice, clean game from G Guardian on that game too. And I remembered how to hit the stat screen this time. So, let's take a look at the final stats here. What's your opinion after this one here, Sturgens?
Well, I think like almost exactly what I said in between games is what G Guardian really put into play here, is that they took control of the surprise elements of the map, really used the map to their advantage. The Bush game was totally in favor of G Guardian this time, and they managed to isolate and find stragglers, find people out and off alone, or even make plays by seemingly coming out of nowhere and stunning and interrupting and really isolating individuals on Roll One Esports to secure kills, and that really gave them the early lead going into level 10, having a two level lead up. And ults really allowed them to start to take control of camps, of lanes, of tributes when they came up. And from there on out, I mean, other than that one fight at Roll One's bottom boss, where it got a little dicey, it looked like it may have been in their favor for just a second. I think a second or two earlier to spot, and they could have invaded and taken their boss as well. But overall, I think that G Guardian really turned it around. Used pretty much the same strategy that Roll One used against them in the first game, back against them, and had solid, secure control of this map from start to finish.
I definitely agree. Let's take a look at the talents here. Diablo ending at 86 stacks of souls, only 3 stacks of the devastating charge. It looked like he went for a heavy stun build, which is pretty easy to utilize on this map with all the walls, especially around the curse points. Deckard opting with the gym build, or a heavier gym build. Looks like very similar to what he took in game 1. Looking to reduce that healing on Stukov, and it showed at times. Just wasn't quite able to keep everybody up. And a lot of that is contributed to the Jimmy Valera combo down on bottom. Sonya, going a pretty straightforward build. Looks like she went some slam, battle rage. The leap, I found the leap a little interesting with as quickly as they were getting blown up. I feel like if she'd taken the other ult, which the name is escaping me at the moment, that she may have been able to hold up a little bit longer and buy Deckard a little more time to heal, possibly being help peel them off of Deckard a little bit.
Well, I see the leap being the right choice from Sonya there, because the way that Diablo was playing was very in your face, was very aggressive, very divey, and so having leap over Angry Barbarian Lady would have definitely given them two front lines, two in your face opponents, but they just didn't seem to have the timing down. I mean, a couple of times they would catch Diablo as he was charging in before Sonya could utilize the leap, or they would be split and they couldn't sort of like layer the two on top of each other. But in theory, I definitely see the leap being a solid choice there to complement the Diablo play.
Definitely, I see that. I was just with the way Jimmy was coming around on that backline there. Haven't experienced that ourselves recently. I think having a little sturdier front line may have helped the peel just a bit. As we move on down, though, that said, she had some great timing leaves. She did get a save on Deckard once or twice, so it had its uses on both directions there. Li Ming with Power Hungry, Dominance, Calamity, Diamond Skin, taking some self-sustain with the Combat Cannoneer and Wave of Force for the interrupts on those points and to help kind of push Stukov out of his silence there. Hanzo opted with the Shatter Arrow build. Didn't quite finish the first stacks, but he definitely made quick work of those camps as the game went on. Piercing Arrows and Ninja Assassin, very, very common. Dragon's Arrow. And the timing's been just a little bit more precise with the leap and the Diablo flips. I think that Dragon Arrow really would have swung some of those fights.
I think a lot of those were just a matter of rushing to a advantageous position, whether it was the curse or the camp or bushes, really was just in favor of G Guardian, G Gaming, whatever. Because in any situation, I think that the Roll One Esports could have taken any of those fights, even at a level or two down. It was just they had the right comp. Both of those comps were very solid. They both had very good talent picks. They both had good execution of their abilities. It was just a matter of, I think G Guardian was just in the position. They had map control, several seconds ahead of time in a lot of key fights. So they were able to use the map to their advantage and get those people walking into bushes and face checking or coming around the corner and being slightly ahead of the rest of their team, slightly out of position to get either a heal or some sort of supportive backline damage or things like that. Really, a couple of seconds here was all it took for G Guardian to get into position earlier than Roll One Esports. And to me, from my perspective, that's really what gave them the edge in pretty much every encounter.
Definitely agree. Definitely agree. Now we don't want to beat up on R1 there. They had a fantastic first game where they utilized the exact strategy that just got turned on them here. And because of my mistake earlier, we didn't get a chance to actually review things as in depth. Going down to the side of G Guardian, we have Isolation, Hyperion, Avatar, Flailing Swipe, Smoke Bomb on the Valier allowed her to get out of some of those sticky situations. Stukov almost finishing the Defeated Touch, Stormbolt completed by Muradin, and 31 stacks of Perfect Storm. So they just went a full beat 'em in your face damage comp here. Let Dahaka be the sturdier front line with his regen, Isolation to help keep him off, and the great use of the bush diving on everybody there.
Yeah, Dahaka's bush game was remarkable. Honestly, I was surprised a lot of times I'd see Dahaka off in the lane much later than I would have expected, and at like the perfect key moment he would pop up and really turn the tide, because Roll One was doing work and really getting some good damage done, some good control of the objectives when they would come out, and then bam, Dahaka would come out like out of nowhere and seemingly throw the momentum back in the other direction.
Definitely. That's it for this one, folks. Thank you for joining us on Mystic Hots. Thrugans, thank you for the co-cast.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. It was a great game to watch and a lot of fun to cast.
Definitely. Always a great way to stay in shape with your practice. Very entertaining games from Division B West. Good games to both G Guardian Esports and Roll One Esports, and look forward to seeing more of them in the future.
GG,
That's it
guys.
for now. Have a good night.